Neat. All right, can you hear me? Sweet. Julio, so we're gonna start off with some footwork. Wow. Get by. Oh, yeah. Swizzle. All right. So first thing I want you to do, we're just gonna go into like tie walk. So we're gonna go real high on the balls of the feet. Use that to warm up a little bit. So I'm thinking super high on the balls of the feet, knee bent, hands up in front, and my pelvis and my hips are actually tucked forward while my shoulders are going in, right? And so I'm just gonna kind of square up, move about, staying in, work a little bit to the side, work a little bit to the back. You can change direction. You got freedom to go ahead and move. Yeah, I want you real high on the balls of the feet. Try to kill this echo. Nice. Good work. Good, 30 seconds. Time, good. So let's go down to the floor. Right, we're gonna do some shin boxes. So one side turns out. We'll start real basic shin box to start. Then hip goes, and then I want you to think good upright torso, breathe into the belly, and try to stay as much as possible in alignment with that knee that's down and in front, right? Get that good internal rotation. And I'm gonna move back over to the other side, same thing. Breathe into that belly, good tall torso. Back and forth.
And inching closer and closer to the camera.
Right? Tell you that bird's eye view. Good, 15 seconds. Two, one. Good. Right back up. Good. Again, just working some fundamentals. So now, again, I'm going to be moving around, nice and tall, hips tucked in. And every 2 to 3 steps, I want you to think about checking a kick. When I go to check my kick, essentially my elbow and my knee are going to come together. There's different fields of thought on whether you want elbow outside or elbow inside. For today, let's go ahead and use this essentially building a wall with the elbow inside. So you go left and right. So I'm moving about as I go, boom, I'll check out to the outside, moving about as I go, boom, check to the other side, and just nice and smooth. Keep yourself moving around. Good. Beauteous. You got 20 seconds, sis. Ten seconds. And time. Okay, so we're gonna go thread the needle, which you've done before. All right, so smooth and easy, hands and knees. I'm gonna reach way far through and then come up and switch the other side. Way far through, back and forth. Nice. Good, keep going, 20 seconds. Oh, that's better. And time. Okay, so we're gonna warm up with some like basic striking on the bag. Anytime I do kickboxing, I just love to get reps in, nice and smooth, nice and easy. Reps with like a legitimate focus, right? Okay. So we're gonna do teeps, jabs, crosses. Okay, we'll do both sides on the teeps, both sides on the lead and straight. So what I want, you've got your bag to work with. So I want you to pinpoint a spot on the bag, right? So like you got the RDX logo on there. So think about like right above the D. I want it to be somewhere that's about like at least hip height, right? At least, yeah. And I want you to really pinpoint it. So this is gonna be all about being like real accurate with our striking and getting good balance. So for instance, if I spin my bag and I'm gonna go like, okay, just about hip height, it's gonna be this R right here. I'm going to literally think about taking my big toe and sticking it into the R every single time. Right? Thinking on the lead. Right? So you just, yeah, real refined accuracy with wherever you're going. So you're going to go 20 right leg, 20 left leg, and then same thing with our lead and rear straight. Just pick a spot on the bag, turn over, bang, bang. So 20 right kicks, 20 left kicks, 20 right punches, 20 left punches, all about accuracy and smooth movement as you go into it. Cool? Let's go. Good. Yeah, it's another fun drill. If you control the timing on that bag coming back. Beautiful. It's all right. Beautiful. Get us some tunes going. Nice time. So real quick, before we get even further into this, on this lead especially, okay, as much as possible, at least the way that I like to look at kicking, I like to think about the kick going out and coming back in the same exact manner. So when we do a lot of teeps, roundhouses too, especially I see it with like stomp kicks and teeps and stuff, people have a tendency to kind of throw that out, knee comes up, boom, hit, and then that leg either drops back in front or just drops straight back behind. One of the things I like to do to get used to shifting my hips, maintaining balance, is however that foot goes out, it comes back the same way. If my knee comes up, boom, and hits, I'm going to have this little knee pull before my foot goes back down to the ground, right? So if I go up, I'm going to trace the same rhythm. So if my knee is what leads the motion, my knee comes up, and then my hip pops out, my knee is going to come back to my chest before it goes to the floor. Right. So as opposed to here straight down, I'm going to go knee up, out, knee in, back. Okay. Feet up, out, knee in, back, right? So as I'm playing this fun little drill, boom, knee back, boom, knee back, boom, right? There's just that little pull, and it's going to help. You'll find out down the road that's going to help you with balance.
Yeah.
To be able to shift in certain ways, and then also decide where you want to put your foot for combination, right? So you got about 10-ish left. Tighten that up on that leg. Yes. Yeah, and if you got to go like let the bag come back twice, go for it. Doesn't matter. All about accuracy today. Good. 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 Nice. I stopped counting, so you know when you get to 20.
I think I went over.
All right, that sounds about right. All right, so let's go lead straight. Okay, lead straight. Same thing. You're gonna go 20s. Okay. I want you really focusing. That other hand stays up while you do it. So bang, I'm gonna go all the way out, turn to the body, shoulders, everything, and that other hand, boom, is nice and tight to my head when it goes and comes back. Out, bang, come back, bang, come back, bang, come back. All right. Nice. Good. Beautiful. Yeah. Good. So real quick on this, right? A little bit difference from like kickboxing concepts from where you come from a boxing style, right? So in a boxing style, I'm going to be bladed. I'm creating a little bit more defense usually, right? I'm bladed. I'm creating a little bit more defense here. I can stay a little bit more tucked. I know what my jab's purpose is, all that type of stuff. With kickboxing, especially when you start getting into clinch work, I'm going to be a hell of a lot more square. So when you're looking at me from a fighting perspective, instead of me being here setting up in you know, when I start using my legs in more of like an Eastern martial arts traditional karate stance, I'm going to be a lot more squared up to what I'm doing. That's going to change the way that I look on my cross.
Yeah.
It's going to change the way that cross hits as well. So in my, you know, more traditional Thai boxing, kickboxing perspective, right from here, my hips are a lot more square towards my target.
Okay.
Right? As opposed to in more of a boxing style, where I'm going to rest my legs a little bit more and be able to move here, right? A little open. I'm going to square up. Things are going to be tighter, a little bit more forward. Bang, now when I go to turn over on my cross, I've really got this, you know, accentuated hip turn, and I'm coming back to a more square position.
Okay.
So think toes forward, hips forward, like pelvis pointed right at that bag. Yeah, so that's going to be your end point.
Okay.
Yes. Good. Nice. Nice. Good. You feel that heel dropping back to the floor and resting? Yeah. There's no heel on the ground in kickboxing. Well, what we're going to focus on this version of kickboxing, no heel on the ground, ball on the feet the whole time. Yeah. Nice. Good. That's 20-ish. Good enough. Right. So it's one of those, you know, I always used to joke around and laugh when I probably like the first 3 or 4 years that I started training. I would have like lessons with Jerry Page for boxing, and then I'd have lessons for Jason Lyon, Muay Thai, and then I'd be in Krav Maga classes, then I'd be in Jiu-Jitsu classes, and I'd be like, wait, what fucking class am I?
What do I do? Which one is this?
Yeah, and then when we started doing like Balintuak Kali, and now your right leg forward, I'm like, holy shit. Right. So there's, you know, the one thing I like about the way I was exposed to a lot of striking arts is because I was in so many, you can kind of create your own blend of stance and all that type of stuff. Today, we're keeping to a specific rule set for the most part, and that is going to be a lot more square towards a lot more up on the balls of my feet, right? We get into all this marching style, you know, where everything can be in and I can switch my feet wherever I want at some point. So that's where we're going to be at for this. That's not to say, like, you've seen me spar. Yeah. I mean, shit, man. You know, I'll be like here, and then I'll totally like jump into like this big karate boxing stance and some other stuff. Like, you'll be able to play with it. I think anybody who tells you otherwise, especially for what we're trying to get out of kickboxing, is a little too rigid. Right. That said, if there's a lot of benefit to being on the balls of the feet, staying a lot more squared up, and being in a more offensive position where we want to look at. So that's, you just get to choose, am I boxing today or am I kickboxing today? It's like, I stay a little more square. Okay. So I want to work, the concept coming into this, I want to build a couple of combinations, really look at footwork building into combinations in a really simple manner, and then build off of that to really create some structure there. So because you have a heavy bag and it's just the two of us, we'll center this around the heavy bag real nice. And then we'll kind of kick off from there. So the first thing I want to look at is using like step pivots to set up knees. So we're going to look at a good position for the knee. Look at some ideas behind like throwing the way I was taught Thai boxing knees, and then looking at setting up, you know, footwork into a good heavy knee, switch steps, all that kind of fun stuff. So that's what we're going to focus primarily on today. So I have an idea where we're going with this. If at any point in time you need me to stop and shut the fuck up, yeah, let me know.
Tying my hair tighter, so we should be good. Glasses might fly off, but
the hair's on lockdown, then we got it. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna kind of shuffle in so you can primarily see my feet for right now. Okay. See the bag on my hip. So one of the big things that we're gonna start with is throwing knees. Now, traditionally, like in hybrid and things like that, it's more of this sprinter style, just shooting off the floor and going to push. We're going to look at kind of a like hip throw knee, where I actually load the foot back and get a rock out of the hip. So that's what I want to start with today. Yeah, is this idea of like the hip loading and then me being able to really throw my hip into it. So what we're going to work on is this little hip swing. So however you need to support yourself on the bag. I know yours is more of a free flying bag, so you're going to be a little more having to support yourself. Okay. But what I'm going to think about doing here is, like, for now, it's super exaggerated for right now. But I'm literally going to think about like my hip, my knee, my foot, everything sliding backwards. And then from there, I hit that momentum point where everything's real nice and tight here, right? I'm already starting to feel this tension. And I'm going to coil off of that tension to throw. So it's actually bang as I go in to go to run this. Yes, right? And so there's a lot of power there. There's going to be some timing we're going to break into and work with. But this is where we want to start nice and smooth. So we'll go whatever side you want. I'm showing you my left because that's where the camera's at. But you can work with your right out of the gate. And I'm literally going to like throw that hip back and then drive the whole hip, knee, and everything forward into it. So actually loading that leg super far back, and then yes, good, and really punch your hip through that. Yeah, when you go to drive through that hip, that glute, that pelvis straight into it. Yes, good, nice, good, good. 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 Now that you have a little bit of a rhythm going with that leg, let's look at this from the perspective of a clinch, which is where you're going to see this a little bit more predominantly. So I want you to try to hold on to that bag as you go to do it. So now as I go to send that out, right, I'm actually pulling the two together. Where you're going to get the more, yes, you're going to get more of this, really emphasizing this, you know, abdominal crunch, chest forward, while also driving the hip and the pelvis. So there's a lot of flexion going on right here at the finish there to maintain that. Yes. 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 Good. Nice. All right, let's start playing that left leg a little bit too. So 2 or 3 on the right, 2 or 3 on the left. Good. So on this left side, remember, this is more free floating, right? So as opposed to, okay, I'm just stepping farther back to push off the floor, right? This is going to be in the air.
Okay, yeah.
My foot's never really touched the floor. You were doing good on the right and left. You're just wanting a little bit of extra support, it seems like, to get it there. I'm literally going to kick this thing back and drive my hip in. Right, essentially where it's coming. You get to a point where I don't necessarily need the support of the foot on the ground.
Right.
Yes. Yes. Nice. Good. Yes.
Ooh, lost my glasses.
Go down. Nice. Good. Time. So take a little breather. All right. So once we've got a slight rhythm, a slight feel for this idea where my hip, I'm really just letting my hip cut loose and then turn in direction. In real life, it'll tighten up. We're letting it get super wide. Like I'm telling you purposely to throw your foot way back behind you. Feel that tension, almost like you're sitting into a split, and then it's like, I don't like that, oof, and change direction on it. Eventually, it'll tighten up. Where this really starts to come into play is when we start, or at least for me, in my experience, we start switch stepping a little bit, and then also taking angles is where you'll get this, like I can really plug this in a couple of really cool places. So we're going to look at, running knees, the idea of that alternating, what you were doing there at the end and tightening it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Specifically to what we're doing right now, this idea that going in. So we're going to go to a basic running knee drill. Okay. When I do my running knees, I take whatever leg I'm going to start with, boom, I hit. That foot then goes back down in front. The opposite foot steps back, and then I hit with my knee there. So it's back foot knees, front leg hits right next to the back leg, and then I switch, and it goes here. And so it starts in the back, sends the knee, lands in the front, step back, knee, boom, step, knee, boom, step, knee, boom, step. Yeah, so you're already starting to feel, right, where that's going to fit in real nice. Yes. Yes. Good. Relax a little bit. Right? We're going to do a couple rounds of that since you already jumped straight into that. Can you feel how when you drop off that knee and I set boot and just let the other leg fly, you start to create that momentum, and that's really where you're going to get that rhythm, that hip swing. That's beautiful, right?
Less thinking about it.
Yeah, exactly, right? And so again, when I traditionally teach people this, boom, step, step, boom, step, step, boom, step, step, boom, step, step. And now we start to realize it's boom. And as this foot is coming down, the other one's already loaded and set.
Yep.
If I get used to this little hip drive, then I never really have to put it down. Right? You start really getting that big hip momentum and hip drive on those knees, right? So let's go in short bursts. We're going to go 20 seconds on, 20 seconds off. We'll do 3 rounds of that. And remember, I still want rhythm and power over speed.
Okay.
That said, if you can maintain rhythm and power, then fuck yeah, go with speed all day.
Okay.
All right. All right, so 20 seconds starts in 3, 2, 1, go. Halfway.
Was that 20?
No, 10 seconds.
Oh.
And time.
Ooh.
Good.
Hold on, I gotta fix my bag. I know.
So powerful.
I knocked it off the chain.
So powerful.
Yeah, maybe. You wanna say hi to Aaron?
Hi, Aaron.
Buddy,
Hey, man.
good to see you.
Good to see you. How's that beard looking? Nice. Looking good.
Okay, I got it.
It's looking way better than it did in quarantine.
Okay.
Yours is looking strong, brother.
Huh. Thanks. It's all the Chipotle.
You mind?
I love it.
All right. Have fun, guys.
Absolutely.
By all means. Go. Yeah. Okay.
Beautiful. On this next set, over exaggerate for this round. Over exaggerate how far you let that foot go or that leg go back.
Okay.
I'm really looking for, again, this is the way that I feel this, is this like extension at the hip flexion, right? And then there's that big turnaround as I go. So, boom, I can absolutely do it right here,
Yeah.
right? But I'm going to exaggerate
Get more power. Yeah.
just how far that thing's going out. And I've hit like, I mean, you can blast the shit out of people, especially based off the footwork drills we're going to do here. We build combination, exaggerating that, coming that far. Cause it's like, at that point in time, you can block it all you want, but my entire body weight's coming back through a big fucking femur, like straight through.
Right.
Yeah, it's still a good position there. So over exaggerate that backswing, really extend your hip.
Okay.
Yes. Yes. Time. Beautiful. Still together?
You just lost one. We're good. I need a heavy bag.
Get actually the real trick is get those the little mini carabiners, and then that way
Oh, put a weight.
yeah, just mini carabiner it. We started doing that with these 3 or 4 years ago because that same shit started just constantly knocking the bags off.
Right.
All right, so beautiful work, right? So we're gonna tie this in with a little bit of footwork. Now that we understand where this ties in with the running knee, right? So I'm elevating, putting pressure on this foot, which allows me to free this foot and go to drive, right?
Yep.
Well, now we can start running this off of angle changes. And so I'm going to step pivot, right? And that swinging of my foot is what's going to allow. So normally when I make my step pivot, if I'm here, I'm going to step pivot, right? My body turns that 90-degree mark. Well, now I'm going to use the pivot portion to load the hip and throw it into the knee. Yeah. So if I'm on my bag and I decide to step pivot, I'm going to go step, right? And I can make my 90-degree turn while loading the hip. I'm going to step out as I pivot, holding on to the bag. And now where I was faced 90 degrees from it, I'm coming from a different angle. Like if you could imagine, I'm charging in to kickbox on you and I'm stepping out, letting you run past, bang, and then being able to club a knee in there if I wanted to enter from that position. So it's one good way to start playing around with this. So I'm going to go out, I'm going to step right in line with my bag, follow the foot. Hands are going to go for my clinch as I pivot, bang, and I'm going to run that big knee in, just one knee. Yes. 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 Nice. 20 seconds. Time. Good. Same drill, right? Now you're gonna step right leg, pivot off to your right side, left knee, okay?
You see me? Oh,
Yeah, find that balance. Nice. Nice. Good. I would start it even a little bit closer, like put yourself when you're in your fighting stance, almost where you can like fingertip the bag.
yeah.
Right. And then that way I'm not worried about covering so much distance with it.
Right.
Yes. Nice. One more. Good, good, good. Nice. And time. Beautiful work. All right. Grab a drink, strap your gloves on.
Okay.
All right. All right, so we're going to build a couple mini combos. All right, so again, we're going to stay on the heavy bag for right now. We're going to work a couple things into this. So we're going to use this step pivot knee, okay? And we're going to base it off of two really simple combinations. So the first place that we're going to go is just going to be jab, cross, bang, bang, step, pivot, knee, all right? So I'm going right from here, I step, knee. I can get that going. So I'm in, I'll actually like use that bag to support me as I make that step pivot. I'm a bam, bam, and I'm actually like, there's almost this moment in time where I'm like holding and bouncing on one leg, letting that thing to go. Yes. Whoosh. Yes. Yes. Beautiful work. Boom, time. Good. Check this out. We're gonna work to the same side. Okay. So we're gonna throw a little roundhouse into the mix here. So I'm gonna go jab, cross. Okay. Right from here, I'm gonna step off into my roundhouse. So I'm actually using that tension. Boom, boom. I'm gonna step, boom, right from there. And off of the roundhouse, I'm gonna grab and throw this knee. So I'm gonna go in, bang, bang, and step, bang, bang. Right? And again, there's that little baby shift there in the middle. Boom, boom, step, bang, bang. All right, we're cutting the two together. Yeah. Step off, take that angle on that roundhouse. So if you're trying to find a good angle for you to see out, like if I'm here next to the bag, boom, boom. Instead of me just throwing my roundhouse here, I'm actually gonna cut. So I'm actually stepping across that bag and cutting it. So that's where I'm taking my big angle change. Big step, cut, bang, now grab it knee. Yes. Nice. Yeah. Nice. 10 seconds. Nice. Yeah, one more. And time. Beautiful. Okay. You breathe. Next combo. I'm just gonna work the other side. I like using like really traditional combo setup. So like anytime I'm gonna do a left right, I usually just keep it jab cross. Anytime I'm gonna do a right left, I go cross hook. So we're gonna do a cross hook on this next one, right? And now I'm just setting up from the far side. That's all. So I'm gonna go cross hook, bang, bang, step. Good. All right, make my knee from there. Cross hook, bang, bang, step out, bang, right. And look, that little half step in the middle, like. There's two ways to look at this. I can go boom, boom, bang, and do this like jumping knee as I make the pivot. But right now, it's more of I'm actually making that step pivot. Turn this way so you can see. I'm actually making that step pivot and then jumping that knee in. So I'm gonna take that turn and get into that shot. So I'm in jab cross, step, pivot, bang, right? Take that 90 and then shank their put that bad boy in. Cross hook, pivot, yes. Grab on, yep. That pivot, big knee. Good. Yes. Nice. Good work, good work. Keep going. Nice. 10 seconds. And time. Breathe. Yeah. Nice longer break. So all we're going to do is tie these two together. So we're going to go jab, cross, step, pivot to our left side through our right knee. And then we'll square back up on the bag, cross, hook, step, pivot to our right side through our left knee, right? And take the time and quality over quantity on these. So keep myself squared in. I'm just going boom, boom. That's it. Okay. Working one side of the next, one side of the next, one side of the next. All right. We're gonna run this for about a minute. If it looks clean, we're gonna run this into what we're gonna do kind of as our conditioning piece today. And since it's you and I'll do it with you.
Oh.
Cool?
Cool.
Jab cross, step pivot knee. Yes. Cross hook, other side. Yes. Good, good, good. Good. Good, 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 good. Nice. Give me two more. Boom. One more. And time. Beautiful. Very nice work. Cool. All right. So what we're going to do today to finish off is we're going to go 1 minute like shadow boxing.
Cool.
1 minute on the heavy bag. The
Cool.
shadow boxing, I want a lot of movement, mix things up, punches, elbows, kicks, knees, everything in between. Keep yourself moving. Okay. The heavy bag, we're going to do exactly what you just did. So it'll be jab, cross, step, pivot, knee, cross, hook, step, pivot, knee, jab, cross, step, pivot, knee, cross, hook, step, pivot, knee, right? And we're going to go 12 straight minutes. So we'll do 6 rounds of each, right? So we'll start with shadow boxing for a minute, heavy bag for a minute, repeat that entire thing, 6 more, 6 times total. So 12 total minutes on that, okay? On the shadow boxing, I want you to think of this, as more of an exploration of the feet. So I want a lot of, moving around, changing directions, wherever you can go, as far as that goes. Because when we get back to the bag, we're still working angles, but it's more rudimentary. I mean, this one spot, I'm a lot more limited in where I can go with it. So I really want you to free up your footwork when we get to the shadow boxing sections.
Cool.
Is it good?
Yep.
Yay! All right, you want to get one last drink before we do this, or are you good to go?
Let's go.
All right, good to go. All right, let me get some music going. I'll get the timer going, and we'll pump into this. All right, shadow box, let's go. And on the heavy bag. Shadow box. Shadow box. Round number 5, shadow box. Let's go. 2 more rounds. Last set, let's go. Stay in, it's fast, come on. Look at that, last set. One up.
Ah.
Yeah.
Ah.
Hell yeah.
Hey, hey, hey.
Nice work.
Hey, hey, hey. Oh,
Almost like fitness.
I know, right? What I expected from you.
Oh, yeah. All right, any questions?
No, felt really good.
Yeah,
I like to focus on the kicks. I feel like I never had like an actual class
yeah.
on kicks, just kind of jumped into the hip fits and stuff, and I feel like this really helped. Just little tweaks.
Yeah, we'll cover some more. I know I've got one scheduled for tomorrow. I'm gonna add another one. Oh, what the fuck time was I thinking? Maybe like Monday or Tuesday.
What time's tomorrow's?
If it's 8, BJJ at 9, hybrid 11.
11. Cool. Okay.
So back to back with hybrid. We're gonna go tomorrow. Everything's pretty much just back to back. I mean, we'll have 8 a.m. hit fit, but and then it goes 9, 10, 11.
Cool. Where are you gonna throw the flow up at?
I was just gonna throw it in. Well, actually, I could put it in the tribe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could pick it in a tribe. I'll probably put it in the Facebook group and in tribe.
Cool. Okay.
Kind of like break
I'm
it up.
gonna have Tyler meet me at a park tomorrow morning, and I was gonna teach whatever you put up there.
Sweet. Yeah, totally. Yeah, I'm gonna film that at some point in the next hour. I'm gonna hang out here and get some work done, and then I'll get that.